Here's why most beginners never get started investing in real estate. So you start off hopeful. You pull up the books, you start reading all of them, you listen to all the podcasts, you watch videos on Instagram, on YouTube like this one, and by the end of it, you feel motivated. You're like, I can do this. I can buy my first rental property. But here's what actually happens. You quickly realize you don't know jack shit. You think to yourself, how are you gonna fix things up when you don't even know how to paint? This was literally me. I learned how to paint 2 years after I bought my first rental property. I don't know how mortgages work. I don't know how to look at a property and tell if it's a good deal or not. I don't know any contractors, property managers, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, inspectors, appraisers. I don't know any of these people. And on top of that, every goddamn house around me is so expensive. So at the end of this, you're feeling overwhelmed, scared, and you don't know where to start. And I've been there before. I get it. The last thing you want to do is throw your entire life savings into a property and just hope it works out, because you've been saving your entire 20s, your whole full adult career has been put towards buying this house. But if you spend it all and you up, then what's going to happen? So then you say to yourself, that's it, I got it. I need to get more information. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out another book. I'm going to go on Amazon, spend another $15 on another book. What's $15? But the problem is it's not information that you're missing. The cycle is pretty simple. You read or watch something or listen to something. You then feel motivated. You try to take action, realize you don't actually know how to do anything. So then you get scared and overwhelmed. Then you feel defeated and you kind of give up for a little while. Then time goes by and realize that nothing in your life is going to change unless if you do something differently. And so then you're like, that's it, I'm going to do something differently. And then you go back and read another book. So in reality, the solution here is to just focus on the next step. Forget about everything else. Stop thinking about how you're going to go from right here to financially free. It's not going to happen overnight. Just think about what is the absolute next step. Hint, it's not reading a book. Your goal is to make things as actionable and easy as possible. The amount of people that I speak to and they think that it's best for them to do a BRRRR or to flip $1 million property is crazy. It's not the right thing to do. You need to make things as easy as possible, as actionable as possible, because right now you aren't taking action. You want to optimize for the best investing strategy possible, but it doesn't matter because you're not taking action on the best investment strategy. You're only taking action on the thing that is very actionable for you to do. So here's a few common mistakes I run into that some people get blocked by and what you actually need to be doing instead. First thing is you feel like you don't have enough money. Now this is probably because you're looking in your area, but do you even know exactly how much you need to have to save up to buy a house in that area or around the area or in another city or state? So what you need to do is figure out what your savings target is, how much you actually need. I have a whole video on that, on how to calculate exactly how much you need to buy your first property. Second thing is you can't find any good deals. Well, I want to ask you is, have you picked a cash flowing market, one that which the price to rent ratio is at least 15 or lower? If you haven't done that, watch my video on how to pick a location. The point of these videos is that you actually take action from them instead of just sitting around and not doing anything and trying to get motivated. If you're worried about how you're going to get your second property if you invest all your money in your first, guess what? It doesn't matter because you don't have your first. Stop trying to make the optimized plan and instead just focus on getting into your first one, learning a lot from there, and using that experience to help you qualify for other types of loans and be plugged into the network that is other real estate investors. And lastly, you're probably thinking, which method is best? Guess what? There's no best method if you never get started. So just start with one. I got stuck for 4 years going back and forth between what's fix and flip. Do I do that or do I buy my first rental? And it didn't matter what I ended up doing first. I picked rentals, but I lost 4 years. I could have fixed and flipped like 5 times in that time period and then bought a rental, but I didn't do that either. But if you just pick one and get started, you learn a lot and you go from there. So here's what you need to do in terms of a step-by-step process to get started. One, ask yourself, why do you want to invest in real estate? I wanted to invest in real estate for passive income. That was my goal. So I ended up picking the second thing, which is a strategy that allows you to accomplish that goal. So for me, it was buy and hold long-term rental property investing. That helps me accomplish my goal of getting the passive income that I want from the real estate. So now that I have my strategy and my goal, the third thing is you need to pick a city based on data that allows you to accomplish that strategy. Some cities are better for fix and flip. Some cities are better for rental properties. Once you know what city you're going to invest in, then it's time for you to call up a bank and get pre-approved. You need to figure out how you're going to finance it. You need to get a pre-approval letter and prove that you can can actually afford a property. Then once you do that, the process is really simple. Just look at the properties on the market, analyze them, and try to get a deal. Now, if you're the type of person who's overwhelmed and scared to start, I have two options for you. First, you can invest with my team, watch how we do it, and if we're successful, collect on the upside. If you want that, fill the application out below. And second, if you want to get mentored by me, you can click the link below to book a call with my team to learn about my mentorship, where I will mentor you one-on-one.